What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and shell them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream your music under the name Aftersound, of course. And the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my co-host. We cover a wide range of topics, and the links are in the description for both of those items. Check them out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the leaderboard here. And I actually want to give a little bit of an analysis afterwards. That's probably the primary point of this video. But you can see that we actually did 113, almost 114 million DEC locked up for this first phase of the Hall of Legends promo. Now, this is actually quite impressive for me. I really didn't know what to expect. The sentiment going into this was not very favorable. And obviously the first couple of days, I think the first 24 hours, we looked at it and it was only like 40 million. So the fact that we almost tripled that, we actually got above the 100 million kind of rough target, and actually close to the 120 million target, which was my initial target, right? That is actually quite impressive considering where things were, and more importantly, considering the fact that many of these cards are super cheap on the secondary market. In fact, you can see I did not purchase because I'm planning to just buy them on the secondary market. So let me remove that, and you can see, Eleanor Bravefoot's going for $36.50, and where's the Sanctus Vicar is already back up to $2. So I should probably grab mine sooner rather than later. But why? That's the main thing. Why did this perform so well? That's the question at the core of this. And I have a theory, right? Which is not just, I guess it's a theory. It is what it is. But it doesn't just apply to this promo. I actually think this is going to apply very soon to Rebellion cards. And this is why I remain bullish on the fact that we can and maybe sell actually quite a few Rebellion cards when conflicts are over and as we get to the end of the sale here in December. My thought is that the confidence in card ownership is coming back to the game. I mean, it might be back in the game already with specific cards, right? Or with specific sets, I should say. So we're seeing it here with the promo cards so far, even with this kind of leaderboard setup. People went heavy. They're liking what they see. They're buying and spending at a time when everybody else, right? A large, I don't want to say majority, but a large, portion of the community saying like, oh, well, this stuff is too pricey, it's too expensive, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I think people are coming in, sure, maybe it could be, altruistic. They want to help the game economy. They want to help the company. But I also think that they wouldn't make these financial decisions just on a whim. I do genuinely think a lot of this is driven by the fact that, well, hey, I'm buying these cards right now. DEC's on a discount, right? And, there's a good chance that these cards are going to have and hold their value relatively well. The other thing that I'll point to, right, and we talked about this in a separate video, was the resurgence in the price for Rebellion, right? We're starting to see those cards actually hold their value quite well. We went through a massive dip, and the crazy part is that we can actually explain that dip, right? A lot of folks, especially over the last couple of months, were dissatisfied with the game and started leaving. But I will even say this. I don't even think the folks that have been leaving the game or complaining about the game, and we got a lot of them here, right? I don't even think that they had as much of an impact on the game on the game economy and the token and asset price values, or asset values, as the bot farms. Right? Yes, everything has been in a decline, but we went off the deep end over the summer after the Wild Season Pass or Wild Season Permit went live, and we saw all of those massive bot farms start to exit. Right? There's like 6,000 daily active players now, or 6,000 daily active accounts. So now that that's done, we've seen SPS start to go up. We've seen people get more confident in buying Rebellion cards and loading up on Rebellion cards and cleaning out the market. We've seen people now, with the Hall of Legends promo, at least in this first phase, go pretty crazy on buying up literally 100 million DEC worth, right? And the next couple of cards look pretty good too. There's already been several comments of people that are like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to need to get a maxed copy of this or that, right? So at this point, I think it is somewhat safe to say that confidence in at least some of the newer sets, right? So what I'm talking about here is like, since Matt took over as CEO, the decisions that he's made, the corrections that the team has made since the Chaos Legion kind of like overprint, right? Both with the reward cards as well as just the packs themselves, the core set. A lot of people are looking at that and having a lot of confidence coming into this next phase of whatever Splinterlands will be, and are thinking to themselves, well, I might as well buy it, right? I might as well buy and get in. So here's the thing. Let me try to take a shot at one of the main detraction points, right? So because I know somebody's going to mention this, and it's just like, well, the cards are going to lose their value when they go to Wild. And sure, I mean, so far we've seen that be the case, right? Only with one set with Untamed, which was significant because Untamed was relatively high, right? So we saw that fall off be quite dramatic. Again, we can use that as an example. I don't like to because it's like an N of 1, and it was also following like this massive, bull run. Like, here's the thing. If you compare where the prices of Untamed cards are now to where they were in 2020, like, that might be a better comparison. I don't have that data, right? But I can tell you it probably wasn't a massive drop-off if it was a drop-off. And there probably are cards there that are still relatively high, right? That are higher than they were back in 2020. So that would be my main counterpoint to that. But even still, the other counterpoint that I'll give is people buying in now know that they'll be able to play in modern format with these cards for at least, a year plus, maybe even 2 years at this point, because we're talking about when the next core set rolls out, that Rebellion would be taken out. So you have a lot of folks who are looking at what's still in print, thinking to themselves, I have 2 rotations of modern format to get the most out of these cards. And if these cards are going to hold their value relatively well, maybe I make some of that back, right? Maybe I make a significant amount of that back being in modern format, not just for the rest of this cycle, but the entirety of the next cycle too. And if the cards fall off from there, then they fall off from there. Maybe people are okay with it. Maybe they're not. Or maybe, and then this is the bullish part, right? Maybe they don't drop off that much. Maybe it ends up being something like Untamed, where even still, at some point in the future, those cards have similar value to where they are at now, right? Again, I don't know. I can't tell the future. All I'm trying to call out is the exceptions that have happened in history that many people are going to point to. And I'm trying to explain why people are spending 100 million DEC on this. And actually, one of the upcoming videos I'll share is some Rebellion pack sales that we've seen. Shout out to Jeff, who's been keeping track of this. So that's just my thought right here. I mean, I'm very curious to see what happens over the next couple of weeks as we get to the end of the conflicts. Whether things go down or not, I think that we will see actually, it's not even just the conflicts with the next phase of this event too. So we're in a very interesting spot here. So there are a lot of people who may remain skeptical and are probably very skeptical at this point. But I think it's safe to say that there is a large contingent of folks in the game, and maybe let's actually see here how far down we can go, because I think this will give a better idea, right? So 150 people, we'll just say 150-ish people spent $100 on these cards. Right, for whatever reason, they spend $100 on these cards. Sorry, I should say 100,000 DEC, which I believe comes out to about $100 at peg. So actually, they spent a little bit less, but you get my point, right? We're talking about significant value that's being thrown at this. So again, I just think that it's something worth considering. If you have all of these folks that are going to be spending in the future and putting in significant amounts of DEC, I'm very confident that we can get to peg actually a lot sooner than I was hoping for. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But I'm daring to say that I think confidence in cards holding their value and cards retaining their value is coming back, and it is probably very much back for a lot of the top top players or top spenders that have been a part of this. And I'm very curious to see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks and months with the rest of this Hall of Legends promo, as well as, like I said, the Rebellion end of Rebellion sale coming up. So that's all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.